Hello, this is Life Up coming your way once again. It's been a very long time and I've missed you all. I hope you've also missed me. So today I don't have any specific topic to discuss, but I'm going to go generally talk about coming to Canada to work. Like what are some of the things to expect? So yeah. Since it's been a long time, let's recap ourselves on what Life App is. So, if you have not been here before, this is Life App. So, Life App, we help you travel abroad. We do a whole lot of things that will help you travel abroad. If you check our page, previously we've done a whole lot of videos here that can help you. I've been away for some time, but it was for a reason. We had a situation in where I lived that there was a fire near us, so I was really busy doing so many things that I couldn't come to you guys. But now that I'm settled, I'm here, back here now. I hope I'll get the time to tell you much about coming abroad, moving abroad from your home country. I'm just waiting to see if I get few people online, then I can dive into the conversation very well. I know it takes time for people to join. So, yeah, these are some of the topics that I've treated before that you can look at. Just few minutes to do some um, I want to do some settings. Okay, yeah, here you go. Yeah, there are so many things to do. Yeah, um, okay. Yes. I hope everything will be alright. Okay, so let's share this. I'm trying to see if I can share it. Okay, well, I think those people will come and watch it later. I know at times on live streaming, you don't have to necessarily wait for the audio, but as you speak along, those who come and then they need to go back and see what you've done, they can um, go back and then check the video. Since this is live, if you are watching, you can put in your comment or you can put in any question that you have, and I'll do my best to explain to you those that I cannot give you direct answers. I will put it down, research into it, and give it to you. So, yes, and then if even we have to go to the browser and then look at some of the things, we could quickly go to the browser and then we look at how some of the things are. So, Life App, we give you the information on how to travel abroad. So if you go to our YouTube page, there are so many videos there, a whole lot of videos. There are so many of them. So at times it becomes difficult for you to navigate through the videos. Even at times myself, it's difficult for me to navigate through the video. So what I did is I created this website, which is if you go to your browser and then you put in www.lifeapp201.com, is going to bring you to this website that I've designed it. What I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to um, like put the videos here in categories. So if you go to the website and then maybe you are looking for school abroad, if you click on the school abroad, it's going to give you the videos that I've made on schools abroad. So it wouldn't be difficult for you navigating through the YouTube. So you just click on like the headings at the topic study, you just click on it. If you want to do work abroad, yeah, so have the videos on work abroad that I'm still working on it. I've not completed everything yet. I've not completed everything yet. So it's not all the videos that you find here. I hope I am able to do all, but I'm still working on it. So, but here will help you navigate through all the YouTube videos very well. Very well. Okay. So let's come to our topic for the day. Actually, it's a general thing. We are talking about moving abroad, moving to Canada to work, moving to the United States to work, moving to UK to work, to work. So you can get these opportunities, and then it's easy for you to navigate through and then travel to any of these countries. Any of this country. I mostly advise those who contact me that there are so many ways to kill a cat. There are so many ways to kill a cat. But I only give you what I seem right. So at times some people will tell me certain things. Well, I'm not disputing it. People have so many ways they do their own things to travel abroad, right? That is there. But I don't go through that route. So if you ask me certain questions, I wouldn't be able to give you the answers that you want. What I'm preaching or what I'm telling you is that there are ways that you can use to travel abroad, legit ways, very legitimate ways that you can travel abroad. So before you even think of traveling abroad, you should know that you have your passport ready. Someone will say, this is not something, but some people will ask you, they want to travel abroad. You ask them, okay, is your passport ready? I don't have a passport. So the first thing is make sure that you have your passport ready. Get a passport because you need a passport to travel abroad. If you don't have a passport, you can't travel abroad. So that is the first thing. The second thing is get some sort of education. Be able to read and then be able to write. Education. So wherever you are, please have some education. Like I said earlier on, yes, without education, you can travel abroad, but that is through somebody, your relatives, maybe your parents, or somebody coming to marry you. Then, if you don't have that education, then you can come through that route. But if you want to come abroad yourself, then you need education. Education, at least senior high school. At least senior high school. Have that. At least senior high school. If you have a junior high school, then you want to travel abroad, then it's somebody who is bringing you, or you have a lot of money. Your parents have a lot of money to put you in some senior high school, international senior high school abroad. It's possible that way too. They can get a visa for you to come to high school abroad. That is, they have a lot of money because they are going to pay all those fees. All those fees. So that is important. Education is important. And now the third thing is Now you yourself, be somebody who like reading, who like researching, who like digging into details. Don't just stand up and like, I'm going to abroad because you heard people are going to abroad. I'm going because you heard some company or something making adverts, or we are sending people abroad, so you also want to come to abroad. Yes, they may bring you to abroad, but it's going to be difficult for you. It's going to be difficult for you. So take note of those things, your education, and research yourself. Now let's dig into how you can move. It's possible for everybody to move abroad. It's possible. The first thing is determination and perseverance. Be determined that you want to move abroad, and then perceive, press on, press on, press on. You'll get it one day. You get it one day. So give yourself some time. Maybe you now plan to travel abroad. It's not in a rush. Just give yourself maybe a year or two and prepare yourself very well. Don't just go and put in application. You may be refused because you did not have adequate preparation. You do not have adequate preparation. So have that adequate preparation before you put in your application. Make sure you know what you are doing. Make sure you are doing the right thing. If even you are giving it to an agent to do for you, for me, I always advise that you can do your own application so far as you can read and write. You can do your own application. You don't need any agent. But the agent to agency to is somebody's job, so they also need to get money to feed themselves and then their family. So it's not all of us that have to do it ourselves. Some of you have to take it to agents to do it for you because you may be very busy. You can't do your application because of your time schedule. An agent will help you, and then you pay them. They also feed their family with the money you're giving them. But what I'm saying is, if the agent is going to do for you, make sure that you know what the agent is doing. Don't just give your money, your passport to an agent that apply for a visa for me. I want to travel abroad. No, don't do that. Make sure you know what the agent is doing and then follow through. Follow through. Every application to travel abroad, you open a portal. So if you are coming to Canada, you open the immigration portal, RRCC portal. Make sure you have access to that portal. Make sure you have access to that portal. I will even advise you open the portal yourself, and then if you want an agent to do it for you, you you add the agent to your portal, and then the agent will have access to your portal and then be putting in the application and then helping you. So make sure you do that. Do that. Now let's come into, is it possible for you to come here and work? Yes, I'm talking, let me talk of Canada first. After that, I'll talk of the United States. Yes, you can come to Canada from your home country and work with any profession that you have, being it a nurse, a teacher, or whatever, you can come and work. But the process differ from one profession to other. Other professions will get it easy, others too, it will be difficult for them to get through the process. There are so many routes that you can pass through to enter Canada. So many of them. But I'll mention the common one. The common one is express entry. The common one, express entry, PNP, provision on provisional nomination program, PMP, and then temporary work permit. These are the common ones. There are many of them, but like for the sake of my audience, because we are not looking at it as somebody bringing us, we are trying to calm ourselves. So temporary work permit, I first mentioned express entry, PMP, and temporary work permits. To me, like that is how it goes. Express entry will be the easiest for you. PMP follows, and then temporary residence permit. That is temporary residence work permit. Yeah. So let me start from the temporary resident work permit. You can apply for a work permit from your home country to Canada. But what is in it is before you be granted that work permit whilst you are in your home country, or even if you are in Canada here, you need to get a job offer. If you don't have a job offer, there is no way IRCC is going to give you the work permit because you are applying for a work permit. You don't apply for a work permit and then you use the work permit to look for a job. You don't do that. You have to get your job offer first and then you apply for the work permit. The difficulty is here. Before, even if you have your job offer, before IRCC will give you the work permit, they require your employer to prove to them that they did not get anybody in Canada here, being it a citizen or a resident here, to do the job they are hiring you to do. That is why they are coming to you from your home country to come and work for them. So the RRCC require a document called LMIA, Labor Market Impact Assessment, to show that yes, we did not get anybody in Canada here. Or your skills, it's so important that we don't have many people in Canada here and we are not getting people, or nobody here want to do that. So your employer have to get that documentation. Let me explain this into details for you. So the LMIA, your employer have to apply for LMIA. You don't apply for LMIA. Your employer will apply for the LMIA and then give you the LMIA number. It is called an A number because it starts with the letter A. So A number, your employer will give it to you, then you apply for your work permit. If you have your LMIA approved, you have your job offer letter, then you can apply for work permit, temporary work permit. And that one, if you are lucky, you could get your work permit within 2 weeks, depending on the job you are doing and then the letter that your employer gave you. You can get your work permit within 2 weeks and then you can travel to the country within 2 weeks. So for those who have luck on their side, if today they start searching for job, they get a job tomorrow. LMIA takes long time, but it doesn't take that long time for every employer. Some of the employers know how to put in their application. Some of the employers know how to put in their application, so they are able to get their LMIA faster. So let's say within 1 month or two, you get your LMIA approved. So say within 3 months of starting your job search, you can come to Canada and start working. But LMIA is difficult to get. Most employers don't get it. And then let me tell you the trick here. The trick here is that the jobs with LMIA, there are immigration consultants, immigration agencies in Canada here that have spoken with employers. So like they work like hand in hand with the employers. So if there is an LMIA, they pick it and then they give it to their they give it to their clients. That is why if you apply to employers, it's difficult to get the LMIA done, or they will tell you no because they are working with consultants here. But saying this doesn't mean all of them. Some of them you'll be able to get through. You'll be able to get through. LMIA is difficult, but there is what we call LMIA exempt. LMIA exempt. So this one you can be exempted from LMIA. That is your employer, not you. Your employer could be exempted from LMIA, and then they could get um, the approval that they are exempted from LMIA, and then you can apply for your work permit. Can apply for your work permit. So if you are looking for employers that are really in the rural areas, most of them will have that LMIA exempt. And especially if your employer is with the First Nations, if your employers are with the First Nations, some of them will qualify for the LMIA exempt. So you tell your employers, or you look through these ones, and then you let your employers know that they can be exempted from the LMIA, and then you can apply for your work permit. So that is the temporary work permit. You can find your job, apply for your work permit, and then you get your work permit. You travel to the country, and then you start working. That is the first one. Temporary work permit too, you can get it through a dependent. If you are a dependent of a student, if you're a dependent of a student, so let's say your husband or your wife get admitted into any of the Canadian institution, they get their work permit. You can also get they get their study permit. You can also get a work permit and come with them as a temporary worker, temporary residence worker. You get a work permit. So mostly the students are allowed to work 20 hours a week, but you are allowed to work as long as you could work. Then you are allowed to work for any company as well. So that is another way you can get your temporary resident. So if you maybe you have a student or you have a spouse who is educated and want to further their education, you can help them apply for the school. If they are admitted, they get their visa. You also get a visa to come with them, and then you get a work permit. So that is it. The next one is the PNP, provincial nominee. Canada have provinces. All the provinces have programs that bring people to their province, to work for them, and that is the PNP. All the provinces have programs. So for this one, I will advise you, go to the province that you want to travel to. If it's Ontario, go to Ontario. Ontario have so many um, programs. If Alberta, you go to Alberta. If this BC, you go to BC, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, whichever province. Just go to their website and look out for the programs that they are doing. They also have their own requirements. Each province have their own requirement, what they require of you, and then what they need you to do, the process that you go through. So you just follow through that process, and then you'll be able to get to the end. And if you qualify, they give you an invitation. If they give you that invitation, you apply for permanent resident. So you see, that's temporary. The first one I talked of was temporary work permit. So that's why you're not a permanent resident. But the PMP gives you a permanent residence. So they will give you that invitation, and then you apply to IRCC to get a permanent resident. So if you put in your permanent resident application, you also put in, like, you are outside the country, so you also put in like a work permit application, and then they give you that. Like they will show you the process, and then they will give you that work permit whilst they process your permanent residency. You'll be able to come to the country and then start working. The PMP, every province have their own process, their own requirements. So I wouldn't be able to go province by province. Maybe later some time I'll pick each province and go through their PMP process for you. But that is how it also works. The general thing that they may look for is your education. I spoke about it earlier. They will look at your education. They will look at some will look at English proficiency, but some have even now canceled English proficiency. So now English proficiency is becoming thing that wouldn't be that difficult working with. So that is it. The next one is the express entry. Express entry, just like the PMP. So at times, some of the PMP are linked to the express entry. So if you read about it, you get to know it better. Some of them are linked to the express entry. Express entry is a points based on your age, your education, your English proficiency, your work experience. They give you points, and then if you meet a cut off that they need, they give you invitation to apply for a permanent resident, and then you come. All this route, many people have used this route to come to Canada. Many people have used this route to come to Canada. So it is true, you can use this route to come to Canada. Now let's talk of another way that is where many people ask. They will go through the visits route, they apply for visitors visa, come to the country and then look for a job. Well, people do that. That is also another way of coming to the country. Because what I talked of previously is if you are coming with your work permit. So you come into the work permit, you coming to just but coming with a visitor's visa, meaning you came here as a visitor. Just as in your application, you stated you are coming to visit either a relative or you are coming to do your personal exhibition. So you are given that visitor's visa. And then many people get confused with the years that they are given in their visa. What Canada does and what I've noticed is if you apply for a visitor's visa and you are approved, most of the case they will give you multiple entry, and then the year will be the number of years left on your passport. So if your passport is left with 10 years, they are going to give you 10 years multiple entry. If your passport is left with 2 years, they are going to give you 2 years multiple entry. If your passport is 7 years, they're going to give you 7 years multiple entry. So with this, I'll advise if your passport is just 1 year to expire, renew your passport before you apply for the visitor's visa so that you can get a maximum year like 10 years. Because if you take your 1 year passport for the visa and you are granted, they will just give you 1 year visa. After the 1 year, your visa is expired, you need to apply again. And then the misconception that many have, because many have said and many have complained about it, or they think that if they see 7 years on their visitor's visa, it means they can come to Canada and stay in Canada for 7 years. No, that is not what it means. What it means is that you can come to Canada, come out in for 7 years. After 7 years, your visa expires and then you need to apply for another visa. That's what it means. But if you come in here for the number of days that you stay in the country whilst you visit, it is at the border, port of entry, that the Canadian Border Agency is going to tell you. But it is a maximum of 6 months. Maximum of 6 months. If they don't tell you anything or they don't stamp in and tell you you are to leave the country in 2 months, in 1 week, in 3 days, depending on what they tell you. If they don't tell you anything, it's 6 months. So after 6 months, if you don't leave the country, then you've overstayed your visa. After 6 months, if you don't leave the country, you've overstayed your visa. So what I'm going to explain to you, those who want to come here as visitors and then look for a job, you need to take note of this. You need to take note of this. So if your visitor's visa you have 10 years visitor's visa, you enter the country, you only have 6 months to leave the country, and then you can come back. So if your plan is to come and then look for a job with your visitor's visa, my advice is start looking for the job whilst you are at home. Search for the job, ask friends here, like, apply for the jobs. Let your employers know you have a visa to come to Canada anytime. Even if you want you to come tomorrow, you have a visa to come. Let your employers know that, because most of the employers, they know the immigration process takes long. So if you are applying and they see you are in a foreign country, they don't want to even respond to you. But let them know that you have a visa to come, and then you can come the next day if he wants you to come. Just start this negotiation. Then, whilst you've advanced in your job search, now you're about 60-70% sure that yes, these jobs I will get it, then you can come and then take that job. But if you come, you don't use your visitor's visa to work. You can't use your visitor's visa to work. If you come, you still need to apply for work permit. You still need to apply for work permit. This is where, if you've heard of flag pool, flag pool is what most people do to get their work permit within a day. Within 1 day, they get their work permit. But flag pool now, most borders do not do flag pool anymore. Most of them do not do it. So few are open for flag pool. So you have to make sure you do your research. But that shouldn't be a problem. That shouldn't be a problem, because if your employer is ready to hire you, your employer is going to help you apply for the work permit, because they are going to help you, give you all the documentation that will be needed, the letters they need to write to support your application. But the best thing is you do the flag pool to get your work permit. To get your work permit. How the flag pools work is that you travel to the United States, that is the border of Canada and the United States. You cross the border to the United States state, and then you come back to Canada. So it will be you left the country and you are coming back. So immigration will check you, and then you tell them you want to apply for a work permit, and then they will give you your work permit over there. They'll give you your work permit over there. And even with this one, you can do it the day you are coming. If you've talked to your employer, they've hired you, they've given you all the necessary documentation and everything, your work permit application is intact, you can do your application, everything from your home country. So if you land in Canada, you tell the borders officers that you want to apply for work permit, then they will give it to you. But that's one, I wouldn't advise you to do that. I would rather advise you to do a flag pool than doing it at your first day of entry. I wouldn't advise you to do that. The reason is that if you are not lucky and you did not meet a good officer, the little mistake in your work permit application will mean that you have to go back to your home country. They won't let you enter the country. They will never let you enter your country. But if you do a flag pool, because you are already in the country as a visitor. Now you left to the United States side, and you are coming back. If there is even a mistake in your work permit application, they may consider you and then let you come in, do the corrections, and then come back and do it. Because that in that case it will be very difficult, and then it will be like unhuman for them to deport you, because you are in the country, you have everything in the country, you just came with your clothes and then your file. So if they say they are deporting you, let's say you are from Ghana, they are deporting you to go back to Ghana, or no, and even that place is not an airport, it's just a land border. So which flight are they going to put you in? So unless you are like, your case is a criminal case, that is where. But if it is a mistake or something, they will even guide you and tell, okay, go and then do this and come back, because you still have your visitor visa to be in the country. But if you do, you can do it at the airport. But if you do it at the airport and there is a mistake in that work permit, or the officer is not willing to grant you that work permit, then you will not be allowed to enter the country. You'll be sent back, because there a flight is there to take you back. So they will just, as they say, the next available flight would take you back. So you can do it at the airport when you are coming, but don't try that. If even you are 100% sure that your employer have done everything, you have you get the work permit, please don't do that. To be on the safer side, to be on your safer side, don't do that. So that is how you get work permit with your visitor's visa. You need to get a job. You need to get a job, and then your employer will help you. But if you come as a visitor and you are looking for the job, please be serious with it. Be very aggressive with it, because after 6 months, if you did not secure your work permit, the rule is that you have to leave the country, and then you don't want to leave the country. So what will happen is, if on the fifth month you've still not secure your work permit, what you can do is um, what you can do is apply for extension of your stay on the fifth month. Apply for the extension of your stay, so you can still get some time to look for your work permit. So it will take some time for them to respond to you, and in most cases they are going to extend your stay for you. If they do not even extend your stay, you know that you have some more time to look for it, to look for it. And then another way you can work with your visitor's visa is to look for school, apply for school, and then get into school. That is another way. That is another way. So I think I'll end here. Yes, I've spoken for almost 40 minutes, but this is what I would say. Now I've shown you some of the way that you can travel. I'll be specific with my subsequent videos, but if you have any question, just put it in this comment. Put it in the comment, and then I'll check it and then look at it and respond to it at appropriate time with a video. So thank you. Thank you. Don't forget, check what we do here. If you check our videos, there are so many videos that will help you. And then if you check the website too, that will help you navigate easily. It's help you navigate easily. So that is it. That is it. I know for live, many people come late, and then, like, it will take you some time. If you want most people to be online and then chat with them, that would take some time, maybe an hour or two before you get people come online chat with you. So next time maybe we plan to do it longer, or as we do it gradually, we get people to come on time, and then we can have a chat. So see you next time. Bye.